Okay, so several people, even though it's just us right now, have been asking me about my fit club that I just started. Just questions about like where it's at, cost involved, kind of the structure of it. So I wanted to give everybody like who wanted that information to kind of run out of what I did. And the cool thing about it that I've noticed so far is it's really up to interpretation what works for you and your like niche and your business model, the way you promote it and like how you build your agenda each week. So what I did was I'm actually doing an 8 week course essentially through where I live in DeWitt through DeWitt Area Rec. I just went and met with the people who run it about a month or so ago and said that I was interested in doing this and like this is what it entails. And I told them that I was a Beachbody coach and that if people who were in the group wanted to basically continue a program that we kind of scheduled, that that I would be able to like sell it to them, but that wasn't my intention of being there was just to sell to people, right? So they asked me, they're like, well, how much is it gonna cost? And according to Beachbody, Fit Club's always free because I looked on all of their meeting event stuff, watched the videos, got all the handouts that they suggested, and basically, so like once I told them it was free, they were like excited. They're rarely able, I guess, to offer anything for free since it's, I mean, DeWitt's a really small town, like 4,000 people here, so. When they have community rec programs, they generally have to charge money to even have it break even. So I was literally like, nope, like it's free. Anything that is going into it is basically on my dollar. So they have a community center that old school, and that's where I hold it. And because I was offering it for free, they're actually letting me use the room for free, which really surprised me. I was fully expecting that I would have to sign a contract and and pay, but I didn't. So that's how I figured out where to have it. I actually had my friend's baby shower there, so I knew that it existed. And so then after I did that, we kind of set the date. And hey, Chelsea, um, we set the date, and I kind of decided. They asked me if I wanted to have like a participant cap because the way that I read that Beachbody typically does it is like it's whoever wants to come whatever week, it's fine, and you could have different people every week. But because it's through a rec program in the community, they kind of need a roster, if you will. So they wanted to know like a cap of the number of people I was comfortable having. So I set that at 20. That was just my personal preference because I want to make sure that, like, basically think of this as running a challenge group in person. By the way, totally scary, but very very interesting. So that's why I thought of the number 20 basically because I was like, I don't want to be able to not give everybody personalized attention and not know their names or anything like that. So um, that's what I decided. And basically, then the next step was figuring out how to promote it. So I actually found, I think Shannon told me about it, but I found a call that Melanie did 2 years ago, like in 2013, about her fit club because I didn't realize this, but she had done a fit club in her first year of coaching and it blew up. And that's how so many people in her community got to know who she was, what she did, and she connected with a ton of other coaches in her area that she didn't even know were there. So I didn't realize that. So I watched the whole like conversation that she had with other people, presentation, and like I said, this is Melanie of 2 years ago. So considering how far she's come, it was really interesting to hear what she had to say. So as far as promotion is concerned, there were a couple options. Melanie did a Facebook group like page for hers. I actually built a template off my blog that's like fitclubs.ashleyseppala.com. My intention being that it would route more people to my blog, because I'm hoping to shift more of the traffic over there. Because in my opinion, it's almost easier to maintain that than it is Facebook. So So it's a subset off of that. And I can definitely like, give you guys the URL so you can see what I did. And sorry, I'm gonna try not to cough in your faces. Okay. So I did that, and then I basically made a mini ad for Facebook. And what I did was I actually posted that ad on the DeWitt community group. I looked it up and got added to the group, and posted it there because it's considered a community event since it's free. So it's not like I'm selling anything. So they couldn't say that I couldn't post it. Aha. So I posted it on the community page on Facebook for my town. And then when the recreation people opened it up, they put it in their newsletter. They have like a quarterly newsletter for every new program for the season. And we did that. I got a ton of interest on Facebook. I got 47 new friends, guys, in 2 days because of that, which, considering how small this town is, that's amazing. And tons of people had questions and were really interested in what it was, what did it mean, what was going to entail, and the fact that it was free, like, blew people's minds. And I don't know why, because I'm like, but it was crazy. So they opened it up for registration. I told everybody in the Facebook page, where the link was, and then it actually, all 20 spaces filled up in 48 hours, which was kind of crazy because, like, oh my gosh, the people have no idea who I am. They literally one or two sentences of a description of what this is. And if there's this much of a need or like desire for it, then obviously this is a good thing to be doing. So they called me, the recreation authority called me the next day, said the class was totally full, and that there were 11 people on the waiting list. And I was like, okay, well, what do you want me to do? And they said, it's up to you. Either we can tell them that you don't know if you're going to do any more. I could do another one in conjunction with this one on a different night of the week, or I could do one afterwards, like after this one was done. And I told them I wanted to keep my number at 20. So I just didn't want to overwhelm myself. Like, I'm one of those people, I'm sure you guys can relate. Like, hey, Kristen, will you mute? Sorry.
What?
Will you mute? I'm sorry. My brain is, I haven't taken my Adderall. But yeah, they basically said, like, asked me what I wanted to do, and I didn't want to go over that number of 20, because I was really concerned that I would overwhelm myself and I wouldn't be able to give, like I said, give everybody what I feel like they deserve, even though, the temptation to say, oh yeah, just let them all in was definitely there. But I've been in touch with all the people who are on the waiting list, and they're super excited because what I'm doing is I basically decided I'll just do another session after this one is done. So doing 8 weeks of this and then 8 weeks of that, and that's literally the entire summer. I'm doing it on Monday evenings from 6:30 to 8. Beachbody does they have like a sample agenda, and theirs run 2 hours. But the reason I decided to only do an hour and a half for mine is it's summer sports season. Tons of people have little kids, like that little dude right there. And I didn't want to interfere with people's schedules any more than I had to. Hi, buddy. And it's okay. One of mine's sleeping, and the other one's watching a movie in a tent. But yeah, so that was kind of my thought with that. And then additionally, I didn't want it to be too late in the evening so people could go home and put their kids to bed. So anyways, that's why I decided to do that. And also, I'm not doing any workout that's longer than 40 minutes. And my thought was I want to make sure that I don't like make anybody pass out, which sounds terrible to say, but you want it to, be able to cater to everybody's fitness level, which is really hard to do in person, especially when you've been doing these workouts for so long and you're like, oh, it's no big deal. It's just total body cardio from 21 Day Fix. I did, it's no big deal. These people were like freaking dying. And I was like, oh, like looking back there. I'm like, if anybody feels like they're going to pass out, please stop. Don't throw up. Like, so yeah, it was crazy. So anyways, that's kind of how the group came to be and how I promoted it. And I started last week. Oop, I'm hitting things. I started last week, and I knew a few people had gone out of their way to Facebook message me and say, hey, I'm going to be on vacation, or my kid's starting T-ball or whatever. and I won't be able to make it. And it's like, I told him, like, it's not like that. Like, you don't have to show up every week if you can't, because I mean, it's free. Like, it's fine. You know what I mean? So I had about, I think it was 12 or 13 out of the 20 were there on the first night. What I did to prepare, I took Melanie's advice. I made a PowerPoint presentation that basically explained what is the Fit Club, what is this company, what is Beachbody, very brief overview. Who am I? Like, what do I do as a coach? What does that mean? I did a blurb about challenge groups and running those and how they're an alternative option if you want something that's every day instead of once a week. I have a slide about Shakeology that I'm updating every week, giving them a new like fact or tip or Q&A about it. And then I did a slide about the workout program we were doing that day and a little like research, 2 seconds about the trainer. So who that person was, because, they're all different. And then also the way I broke it down, and this was stuff I came up with on my own, and I'm more than happy to share it. I'm doing a weekly like quiz question, and they're really basic stuff. Like the first one was, how many ounces of water should you drink in a day? You know what I mean? Because you'd be surprised how many people don't know that. And so we did that, and then whoever got the answer right first gets a prize. And my prizes are I bought a decent amount of promotional stuff from Beachbody. Like I bought 2 boxes of shaker cups. I have a bunch of Shakeology packets. Like that's a gift. They have like Shakeology tote bags, you guys. You can get 10 of them for like $12. Um, it's super cheap. It's like if you look in the shop part, there's something about it says like coaches and like promotional tools. That's where I found all this stuff. Like I was just digging through the website, and I got all that stuff, and let me respond to you guys. Kristen, the first workout we did was we did the 21-day fix total body cardio. And even though it involves weights, I'll explain all that in a minute, how I figured out which workout I'm going to do every week. But yeah, so anyways, with the PowerPoint, there's also the question, and then they'll get prizes each week. I took Melanie's suggestion. I designed my own logo, which sounds really fancy, but it's not, because I'm not a graphic designer. I made something in PowerPoint and just like used really fun letters. And I was like, oh, if this is blue, then this should be orange because they're contrasting colors. Like that's literally all I did. And I took it to Instaprints in downtown Lansing, like by where I work, and got like 3 laminated yard signs and like 10 cardstock signs to put in the building. And they came with a little stake to stick it in the ground. And all of that cost me $28. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm not really out any money in my opinion. And it's cool to be like, look, I have a laminated sign. And I tried to take a picture of myself with a laminated sign the other night, but it didn't work. And people were driving down the road looking at me, and they probably thought I needed to be in an institution. so, so I was like, okay, no more taking pictures with your sign. So I did do that. I took that suggestion from Melanie as well. I don't have business cards made yet, but with something like this, it is kind of handy to have your contact information easily, just, this isn't a word, but just distributable. That's not a word, but you know what I mean? Like, so that you can just be like, hey, if you need to, text me, if that's easier, because not everybody Facebooks. Hard to believe, I know, but sometimes it's easier to do that way. Okay. So first week, yes, we went through the PowerPoint, we did that stuff. The other thing I decided to include each week is we're doing Shalene Johnson's reverse engineering of our goals, which I know that Camille's familiar with. I actually just re-listened to the Laser Focus series after we talked about it the other night, Cam. I listen to it in the car all the time. I love that woman. I really do. Like, I totally leave my husband for her. I love her. She's she's awesome. So if you guys haven't listened to her podcast, like I've listened to Build Your Tribe probably 10 times. There's a bajillion episodes. It's amazing. I just stream my iPhone through my car. That's where I get so many of my ideas from. This stuff is from her. But so we're reverse engineering a goal, which means each of the 8 weeks of the class, we're doing a different step of this goal process, right? Like working your way backwards. And so I told them about that. Everybody got to pick a goal. So like I'm sorry I'm jumping all over, but my brain is something else right now with all this cold medicine. So that was my PowerPoint. And then so here's kind of how the first night went. I had everybody come in, they have to sign in, and they also are required to sign a waiver. The waiver is required by Beachbody, basically to say, it's a hold harmless agreement. Because we need to be CYA. You just never know. So everybody has to sign a waiver. I just printed a bunch of those out, and I'm keeping them in a file folder. So if I have a new person or a person who wasn't there the first week, I'll make sure that they fill one out. I would strongly encourage having somebody come help you set up, or be your sign-in person each week, if they can, because I tried to do it all by myself, and I was sweating so much it was disgusting, and we hadn't even worked out yet, and my husband was throwing a tantrum, so he didn't come help me. He was in big trouble. So yeah, definitely next week I'm gonna bring someone to help me. Because I had like tables. Hold on, I'm gonna go turn on the dehumidifier because I'm in my basement and it's really annoying. Time out. Shut up. Oh dear. Okay, sorry, it drives me nuts. Anyways, so yeah, I had everybody do a sign in, and on the sign in sheet, by the way, I got the sheet and the waiver and everything from the events section in the coach back office. So you don't have to invent any of this stuff. They've already drafted it all. The legal language is correct. I read it over and everything. Because I have my master's in social work, I have to hold harmless agreements when I do counseling. So I knew that it looked the same. Yes, guys, I do counseling on the side. Oh. So anyways, we did all that, and with the sign-in sheets, I got everybody's email address. This is crucial. I'm learning this from Shalene, but also just it's becoming really true. So all of my challengers, I get their email addresses and their permission to keep them. Additionally, all my Fit Club members, I get all their email addresses and permission to keep them. I have a free MailChimp account. I don't know if you guys have those yet, but basically you can like make segments of email addresses and you can make these pretty templates if you want, and all these different things that make it look like a branded email. And what I did was the day after Fit Club, I think it was Tuesday night, I sent out like a week 1 follow-up to everybody. I sent them the link to my blog. I sent them the link to the site I set up for them, told them where the PowerPoint for that week was. I uploaded it there, made a link for them. Oh, and additionally, I forgot this part. In the PowerPoint every week, there's 2 other things. I gave them a clean eating recipe each week with a link to where to find it on my blog again. And additionally, what was the other thing I did? Oh, we're doing like a focus point of the week. So the first week was PMA, having a positive mental attitude, and like kind of using that like going forward into their week. Because I wanted them to have their like homework assignment with the goal, but also just all these other facets that challenge groups offer us, but I wanted them to have it in person. So I explained to them, who I was, and that this isn't just like a workout class. Like this is about your emotional and mental aspect of this, and just like building you up and supporting, everybody in the group. And I made sure to highlight, this is your group, this is our group, this is not me telling you what to do. So like I set the precedent early, like we basically all sat down in chairs after we did the workout first, after the PowerPoint. We all sat down in chairs in a circle, went around, everybody introduced themselves and said what their goal was going to be that we were going to work on. And I had one as well. I gave them each feedback as we went through, and it was a good opportunity for me to pair my brain with, okay, Amy is this goal, Angie is this goal, to make it a lot easier to remember who they are. And we did all that, and I was like really nervous, you guys, because I'm like, oh my gosh, what if they think I'm like putting them in group therapy right now? Like they don't want to talk and they want to pass. There's no passing. And it was like everybody was totally into it, and it made me so happy. So then we went all the way around, we did all of that. Then I went and I got my blender, and I made everybody my favorite Shakeology recipe that I have every morning, which was chocolate and peanut butter with banana. The only thing that sucked was I didn't come prepared with ice, because I didn't have a cooler. Oops. But so I made them a Shakeology sample. I went to Sam's Club and got little baby Dixie cups and napkins. My 3-year-old stole a large portion of the Dixie cups, I realize now. But he said he needed them for storing things in. like rocks. I don't even know. So I gave them all like I literally used one packet and made them all the Shakeology and just made sure nobody's allergic to like almond milk or anything like that before I gave it to them, and explained them a little bit more what it was about while they were drinking it, and it actually came out really well. Everybody liked it. They didn't have any complaints. And then we kind of just, broke for the evening, and I said, I'll email you guys tomorrow, which is what I did. I followed up with them, said, I really appreciate you coming, and I hope you enjoyed the workout, blah, 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 blah. Each week we'll kind of follow this similar fashion. I'll email you every week with I'll post the agenda if you miss the week so you can do your homework assignment, like all these different things. My intention is to keep them engaged and wanting to come back. Um, so the next piece I think is the sales part of it, because obviously the networking part kind of takes care of itself. Like I said, I had 47 people request to be my friend in 2 days after I posted it, which made me feel so popular. But but the thing is, I really struggle with it. I wanted to share this with you guys. After the first meeting, I was like, I was feeling really down on myself because like everything didn't go perfectly as I had planned in my head. The room we were in has an entire wall of windows, and I actually bought a projector from somebody off Craigslist, like a little dinky one, for $50 to just plug into my laptop because they had a projector screen so everyone could see the PowerPoint and the workout. And you could hardly see it because it was so light in there. And I was like, oh crap, I didn't even think about this. And I had no way to mitigate it. So literally, like, I just had to do Autumn's workout in the front with everybody watching me, which was terrifying. Thinking, oh my gosh, what if I smell? What if I fart? Like, what are we gonna do? I like all this is going through my head, you guys. I swear to God, like this is normal life. But everybody did really well, and I kept telling them, there's modifications. Only do what you can. If you need to take a break, it's fine. I also reiterated at the beginning, I'm not the trainer. Autumn's the trainer. I'm not here to correct your form or tell you what you're doing right or wrong. I'm just here to like do it with you and be a cheerleader, so that people make sure that they understand that concept, and I think they did. The only other thing was I did bring a little cooler with a bunch of bottled water, because the last thing you need is somebody forgetting water and freaking stroking out on you when you're doing something like this. But thank God, apparently there's an RN in my group, so she could have done something. But I thought I'd bring water anyway. Ugh, my ears are popping. Okay, so that's kind of how everything went. I had one person who contacted me immediately after the group and said, I love the workout we did. I looked at the eating plan. See, you guys, I can't remember everything. I brought a table with all of my Beachbody crap. Okay, like Shakeology boxes, my full Shakeology bag from home. What did I bring? Brain fart. Oh, all of my workout DVDs, like with the corresponding eating plans, because I only have like 3 programs, but I spread them all out so they could see everything. The 21-day fix containers, everybody was obsessed with those. Recipe things, all this different stuff. And some of the stuff I ordered from beachbody.com wasn't here yet because of the stupid flooding in Texas and stuff. But along with those shaker cups and everything, I got like the brochure cards with all the Shakeology info on them. I got 10 copies of the Doctors Don't Lie DVD about Shakeology as well. And I'm going to set all that stuff on the table next week, kind of like it's like your promo table, like your samples, if you will. And there were a couple people in the group. I'm like, if you want to try a different flavor or whatever, I brought my box with all the packets and I just give it to them. Like, I know a lot of people charge for it sometimes, but I don't. I mean, I get 2 things of it a month. One is a box of all the sample ones so that I can give it to people. I mean, I mail people packets of Shakeology, you guys, literally every week. Every week I'm at the freaking post office. And I just save my receipts because we can write that all off as business expense. Don't forget that. So that they can try it, because it's like, yeah, if you're going to invest over $100 a month on something and use it as a major part of your diet, I want you to be able to try it first. Heck yeah, I do. You know what I mean? And then you can be that, I've been able to be that pipeline for people and say, what did you like, what didn't you like, and all that stuff. Oh, stupid thing. And the other thing I was gonna mention was I did have somebody right afterwards contact me and say like, yep, I loved it, I'm in, how do I order? And I didn't even like make a point, you guys, of basically saying that you know, that I sell this stuff. I didn't. I just said, you know, I'm a coach and this is what I do, and all these different things. And they were like super excited about it. So I have one chick who already bought a challenge pack in Shakeology since Monday, and I had another one who emailed me back after I sent out my group email on Tuesday, who said that she had heard about Shakeology for a while. She was familiar with Beachbody, but was just nervous because she hadn't tried it, and was like, you know, I'm just really hesitant to invest something in something I've never really tried. And she was just like, you know, thank you so much for bringing the samples, and now she definitely wants to get it. So she's next on my list after next week, and I actually think she might make an amazing coach too. So she's big time on my radar. Um, so yeah, that's kind of the gig with that. And I will you guys can unmute yourselves as I'm figuring out how to change my plan on this real quick and ask me questions so that I don't have to listen to myself anymore. So unmute and ask me some questions while I'm clicking.
I don't even really have any questions. You covered everything. I'm just super excited and want to try it. Where do you do it at?
I do it at the community center. Like there's the DeWitt Area Recreation Authority, because I live in DeWitt Township. And so there, you know, every like little township and village has some sort of community center.
Right.
And because the town's pretty small, I mean, you live in a small town, like they're pretty reasonable with wanting to expand, you know, people knowing about what they do. So I just went and met with them and was like, hey, this is who I am, this is what I'm about, what do you guys have to say? And they were like, oh my god, yeah, like this is something that we totally need in our community. And I was like, oh, okay.
And you didn't have any problem like getting people to show up being that small of a town?
No, and I think the key to that, at least for this initial run, was the fact that I you know, tracked down and joined the community Facebook page.
Okay.
The amount of traffic that goes on those things is actually incredibly surprising. Like I said, there's I think about 4,000 people that live in DeWitt, maybe no more, and legit that group has 2,200 people in it.
Wow.
So
okay.
when I saw that, I was like, crap, I'm reaching like half the community in one click, you know?
Right. Okay.
I think that was the game changer for me. Like I said, people like were just messaging me like crazy after that, after I posted
it. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to check it out just to see how it all goes.
Yeah, you
Sorry,
guys
Kristen, go ahead.
I mean, you are more than welcome to come anytime. I could use the help. Absolutely.
I'm totally coming. This is really exciting. Do you guys have any gyms in the DeWitt area? Like, are there any gyms in the town?
There is it's called Be Strong. That's right by my house. It's like a privately owned gym. It used to be a I can't remember. Oh, it used to be a Snap Fitness thing. And then they took out the franchise and private people bought it. It's called Be Strong. But we have a Y into it. There's a Y here. And
really?
People are showing up. And it's interesting because a lot of them said, you know, I've done classes at the Y, but it's so expensive. And I mean, because legit, like, if I wanted to get a Y membership for me and Chad and pay the money for them to watch my kids for the 1 hour we were there, it's like $90 a month.
Yeah.
To some people that might be reasonable, but to me it wasn't. And so when everybody found out, like, I'm not only getting exposure to a bunch of different workouts, but I'm getting free samples of this like awesome product, and I, you know, have the potential, I get to win prizes, and there's goal setting and recipes and all these things. I mean, I just was basically like, all right, this is an in-person challenge group in my mind. And that's how I approached it, you know, but with a little bit more modification.
How did you advertise for it again?
What I did was I made, you know, just a pic monkey collage thing. It was very ugly. I didn't put my face on it anywhere. But I did put like our team shirt and like a picture that I have of that and like a starting line and like, steps to a new you kind of thing, similar to what we would do for our challenge groups. And then just basically said, introducing, it worked out. I call it fit and DeWitt because it rhymes. Ooh, tricky one. And,
Did you post it on your wall or did you post it on the recreation wall?
both.
Okay.
Both. And I also posted it in my challenge groups with a blurb on it, like saying, hey, I know a lot of you guys live in the, around the area. Feel free to stop in whenever. I'd love to see you and talk to you in person kind of thing. So I literally put it those 3 places. And then additionally, I met with the township rec people and they didn't put my promo in their newsletter. They put like a 3-sentence blurb about it, like saying that I was a Beachbody coach and that we would be doing, weekly workouts and meal planning and Shakeology samples. It was like 3 sentences and that was it. And
So then did you have them sign up through the rec center or did you? Okay.
Because I kind of had to, so that I could be under their umbrella, if you will, because
right.
Legally speaking, since they signed up through DARA, which is DeWitt Area Recreation Association, because they signed up through DARA, I'm covered under some of their liability umbrella, which was my thought. So they're like, oh, well, it's our program, but it's Ashley's program. So it was like double CYA for me, was my intention, which is awful that you have to think about things like that, but it's real life. So that was why I did it that way. I went to them to kind of cover my butt a little extra. Oh, and speaking of covering butts, that's a nice segue. With the waiver thing I had them sign, also keep in mind you want to basically go through the program and find workouts that don't involve weights or equipment whenever you can. Because obviously you can't run a free fit club and say, oh, but you have to have weights or you have to have a resistance band. And I was really stressing about figuring that out because I only have experience with 3 different programs. Like I don't know them all super well at all. And, I don't want them to know that. So what I actually did was I know these ones that Autumn did from Extreme and from 21 Day Fix that I could do. And then I wrote those down. And then I went and I got on Beachbody On Demand and said, okay, which of these can I stream from my computer onto the projector that don't involve weights? Because it shows you that little blue dot. I don't know if you guys have looked on those. It'll tell you if equipment's required for every individual workout. And so I went through there and I found Turbo Fire workouts. I found P90X3 workouts. I found Turbo Jam workouts, like any of that stuff. I mean, there's tons of Shaun T stuff too. And I made just a huge list, and then I'm just picking and choosing from them each week based on the feedback I'm getting from the group. I mean, legit guys, I have chicks in there. There's a 16-year-old girl all the way up to a 65-year-old lady, which blew my mind.
That's awesome.
And one random dude. So what other questions you guys have for me or thoughts?
I think it's awesome.
Mm-hmm. I do too. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a while, so I'm glad that you did it first.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Steal all my.
But no, you gave a lot of good information. Like I took 2 pages of notes. So.
Oh, God. You make it sound like I know what I'm talking about, and I so don't.
Well, it's a lot of pointers and tips of things that I would want to try and do and remember and things that I probably would have never thought of. So.
And I mean, and I'm happy to shoot you guys a message or whatever if I do something one week and I'm like, this went off amazing. You guys should try it. But yeah, they were really excited about the fact that I was giving them a recipe.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
And and it had and the best part is, like I said, so it takes them to the site I built off of my blog. If they go through the PowerPoint or that site, they're still going to get routed back to different points on my blog, which I'm hoping will encourage them to look around there more and kind of learn more about me. And then it's interesting. I'm tracking, and the page views have gone up substantially in the last week or so. Because I've never considered myself to be a good blogger by any means. But
just for reference standpoints.
Yeah, exactly. So it's cool. And then I definitely would encourage you to in my opinion, I was like, okay, if I'm gonna make this legit, if I want people to take me seriously, That's why I decided to make a logo. That's why I decided to get some cheap signs printed up. That's why I decided to do the PowerPoint and have all the colors and the branding be really similar. Because I'm a communications and web design person for the state, so I understand how significant branding and that kind of thing can be when you're trying to make something look legit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because people.
What did you end up going with for your brand for your logo?
I can get it real quick. It's actually on the computer. What I did, this is so corny. I'm not even kidding. I got on PowerPoint, and this is me typing. And I opened up clip art, included Microsoft Office Online, typed in clubs, teams, fitness, support, all these different words, right? And I found this cool little fitness dude. Ooh, his arms are out like this, and it's not even, there's no face, it's just like a cartoon. It's a clip art. And then I just modified the picture settings on the clip art to get it to like have this like shadowed effect and a color that I liked. That's literally it. It took me like 10 minutes. And then I just, typed fit into it next to it, made it contrasting colors, used the fancy word art stuff that's out of the box with PowerPoint, and it looked good. And I actually had my, when we were up north for Memorial Day weekend, had my husband's aunt look at it. She's a graphic designer for Michigan State. And she's like, "You made this in PowerPoint?" I was like, "Yeah, dude. Just saying." She thought it was really, really good. So I was like, "Oh, well, in that case, I'm sticking with it." So yeah, I just did that, locked the images together, saved it as a JPEG, resaved it in high resolution and had them add it. And then I made, the other thing I did for the signs, I'll show you, I'm doing this. There are little circles at the bottom, and I'll send this to you guys too. I like basically did like all the words of what I think Fit Club is. It says like health, fitness, support, accountability, motivation, friends, fun for you. That's how I ended it. So I use that kind of as like a tagline thing. And like I said, it just makes it, like, in my mind, I don't think it's legit, but I'm faking that it is. And, and I was really candid with everybody. Like, this is the first week. I hope everything works out. But if you guys have any feedback or anything we need to do different, anything else you need me to bring, just let me know. And everybody was super, super open and honest, and it was awesome. I'm really excited for them. Oh, wow.
I'm excited for you. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think the biggest caveat, like I said, is going to be finding the right time and the right approach for the business aspect of it. Because the two that I have right now came to me. I mean, I didn't even say, if you want to buy a whole program, you can talk to me about it. But I'm gonna basically kind of wrap that up every week, I think, in our like debriefing session. Like, if you guys really like this program this week, or you want to get more information about it, or you really like Shakeology, just let me know, and I can definitely get you guys hooked up. I can get you a discount, because you're in my fit club, aka sign them up as a discount coach, like I do with everybody. And I'm just, I just got to find the right time to make that a natural conversation. But there's so many opportunities that it could have come up. But this last week, I was just running around like a sick person because I had no idea. I was just like, oh my God, I don't even know what to do when I'm all by myself. So yeah, that's how it went. And I mean, we went right up to the end of the time because everybody was talking and interacting, and it was fantastic.
Cool.
Yeah. Anything else? Any other questions or thoughts you guys have? If you have any ideas for me, I'll take them all day long. Because I don't even know.
Will you just share the PowerPoint that you did, and then will you send me the link to your blog so I can check it out?
Absolutely.
Please?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. You guys can steal whatever you want, or if you have tips, please let me know because I will take them happily.
Tips, girl, I don't even know what I'm doing yet.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing all the time. And
this makes me really want to do it, though.
Right, yeah.
Me too.
We're all just faking it till we make it. That's what makes us awesome.
Yeah, I just moved to a new town. I don't know anyone, so I think this is my way in.
That would be perfect.
And the best part about it is too, then you don't know anybody that you like already have a relationship with. You don't have to be worried about them judging you.
Right.
The one thing that does suck though is I'm like, crap, I'm gonna run into these people all over the place now. Like, I'm gonna see them at Myers all the time. I know it's gonna happen, and I'll probably be buying wine, and then that will really mess me up. But that would be perfect. That would be an awesome way to like, you know, network and like kind of be involved in your community. At least that's what I was thinking because I didn't grow up here. We just moved here 3 years ago. So yeah, that's Fit Club.
You did awesome, girl.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you.
So yeah, if anything comes up, you have thoughts, just let me know. I'm more than happy to help you guys. I think this is something that everybody should be doing. Like to me it seemed like a no-brainer. I'm like, oh my gosh, if I could see all these people in person and people start to find out who I am and what I do in my community, that could be a whole nother side of our business that we haven't even explored.
Right.
You know?
It's awesome.
It's awesome, and it definitely is really good for building your self-confidence, which I know we all like wish we had, but I think most of us like hide behind our computers sometimes. I know I do. It's safer there. But in this, you just gotta put it all out there. Good for you. Social work talking.
Yeah, we need to set like a coffee date soon.
I love coffee. I love very strong coffee. Ooh, girl, please. All right, y'all. Well, if anything comes up, just let me know. But I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me.
Thanks, girl.
Yeah.
Bye, ladies.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.